Heroes Reborn number 3 of this 8 issues run was published few days ago with this cover showing Blur, the fastest mortal alive, fighting the Silver Witch. In a world without the Avengers, the Squadron Supreme are Earth's mightiest heroes, and their director Phil Coulson is the President of the United States. The book opens with Stanley Stewart, aka Blur, who owns 48 TVs and can watch them all at the same time. He can't play games online cause the Wi-Fi can't keep up with him. He's got 5 dates this weekend on 3 different continents, and he posts 500 selfies a day. He usually keeps 20 phones going at once, but he doesn't always have much time for relaxing at home like this, cause work tends to keep him on the run. In Washington, D.C., Blur confronts the Silver Witch, who says that not even Blur can outrun 1,000 spells a minute. Blur underestimated his foe and started live streaming, telling his followers that he was attacked by the Silver Witch. She blamed Blur for the death of her brother, whose speed powers were absorbed by her after he burned himself trying to keep up with Blur. The arrogant Blur told his fans to post comments how they would like to see him defeating the Silver Witch. Blur paid for his arrogance when Silver Witch used her chaos magic and managed to rip part of his soul. The witch told Blur that he doesn't deserve to die quietly in his sleep, and that he was going to die just like her brother did, on his feet and screaming. She took part of his soul and dragged him into the dread dimension. All she has to do is to keep his astral form away from his physical body until he dies. Blur was confronted by the mindless ones who tried to prevent him from chasing the witch, but he managed to escape them all. He admits that the Silver Witch is fast, but this is not the first time he races through the impossible. He once raced from one end of the multiverse to the other against Death and her ring-powered Infinity Chopper. He has raced through time itself to stop Doom 2099 from mucking about with American history. He runs faster than light and vibrates out of sync with himself. He once raced Johnny Blaze, aka the Ghost Runner, and once took a nap for a few years in the 33rd century. Blur finally managed to catch up with the Silver Witch, who was shocked to find out that he was still alive. She then used her magic again and deprived him of his speed. He felt like he was stuck in melted adamantium and could barely move his feet. Although she walked away slowly, he could not catch her. Blur then recalled how years ago he went to the mystical monastery of Kamartaj to understand the nature of his newly found powers. Blur told Yao, the Ancient One, that he did not sleep for months. Yao then told Blur that all he had to do was to look at the flower in front of him. Using his super speed, Blur looked at the flower from a million angles, but Yao told him that he should sit and look at the flower. Some races can't be won by running. It took Stanley 17 days to realize that. 17 days of sitting and staring at the flower. 17 days to see what the flower had to show him. He saw the life racing past him, behind the doors of man's perception. He saw everything he missed when he was going fast. He saw the life around that most people can't see. He saw the wraith whales, the invisible creatures that live in a dimension that neighbors Earth. Blur rode a whale and managed to catch up with the Silver Witch and got his soul back from her. He then defeated her and rode the whale back to his dimension. He took the witch to the Ravencroft Institute, where the rest of the supervillains are imprisoned. But Blur knows that he is not much of a sitter. He is a doer. There was a moment when he was seeing beyond. He could see cracks in everything, in the way reality itself was built. The story ends with Blur racing the cosmic entity known as Eternity. Another cool story by Jason Aaron, presenting this alternate reality Flash. In my book, Flash will always be the fastest superhero of all times, and his feats of speed are the most insane. But do you think that Blur would have a chance beating Flash in a race? Hope you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Thanks for watching and have a nice one.